15 is going to be Jason Griffin. Wearing number 23 is Mason Gines, and finally number 40 is Matt Brady. Starters for South Summit wearing the away grays with the dark green numbers on the floor tonight. Starters now for the designated home team, Parowan Rams, the region champs out of Region 13. First, number 11, Jake Smith. Number 22, Brett Hunter. Number 24, Brennan Rowley. Number 32, Shandon Clark. And finally, number 33 is Justice Walker. Rams in the home whites. Dark blue numbers with the gold trim around the outsides. 8 minutes on the clock. We welcome you once again to Richfield, Utah. Opening game of the morning between Parowan and South Summit in the quarterfinal rounds. South Summit defeated Major Prep 68-34 in the play, and Parowan beat South Severe 44-34. Opening tip-off. Ball is up. Parowan will get the jump, and they'll have the opening possession. 5 seconds into the game, ball movement around the arch for the Wildcats. With the dribble up high is Mason Gines. Throws it right to Santos around the arch. Now down low, pivot, hook shot. The travel call before the shot was put up. Jason Griffin took the extra step in the paint. That'll turn it back over to the Rams for their opening possession of the game. 7:34 on the clock. Jake Smith across half court for Parowan. Ball movement, lob it up to Smith, down low on the block. He comes back out. Feed down low, post up, nothing, kick back out, and they'll reset the offense up high. Smith feeds left side. Now the jumper off the elbow is missed. Ball is loose, and it's going to be a rebound pulled in for South Summit. They work around the arch. Santos comes in angle, has the ball loose, knocked out, and it's going to be Parowan basketball. Phenomenal defensive play for Justice Walker on the perimeter to knock the ball loose, and it will be Ram ball. 1 minute into the game, still scoreless. Both teams knotted at zeros. Winner to advance in the semis. Around the perimeter, driving in, Rowley puts the jumper up, elbow, missed. And the ball comes down to South Summit. 0 for 2 field goals for Parowan. South Summit has yet to put up a field goal. 2 turnovers in their first opening 2 possessions, one off a travel, one off a ball that was out of bounds. Driving in, kick out, ball loose again and again out of bounds, and another turnover. 3 straight turnovers to open up the game for South Summit, 2 of them off of dribbles. Mason Gines will lose that one, and the Parowan defense will force another and get the offense back. No turnovers for Parowan, but the shot's not dropping. Trying to get their first field goal of the game here, still 0-0. Smith working on the perimeter, finds a screen, picked up, defense, now he drives in. Good feed down low, the pick and roll, but blocked by Parowan. The ball's not out of bounds, and it's going to remain, blocked by South Summit, remains with Parowan. Getting the block was Mason Gines up high. Baseline inbound. Smith in the left corner. Smith will reset the offense. One of the most complete players in two-way basketball, Jake Smith. Good dribble behind the back, but loses it. Here comes South Summit in transition, not able to hold the basketball at the timeline. They pick it right back up. Now they'll set the offense. Kick over left side. Both teams still looking for the first points. On the block, spin around, jumper, there it is. The 2 in the paint drops for South Summit's Mason Gines. 2-0. Whistle. Down low on the baseline, away for the ball. It's going to be against South Summit. First foul of the game is going to be given to Bracken Santos. Parowan is going to inbound from their own baseline. 5:32 to play here in the first period. Smith looks to inbound, has to get it away, throws it up high to Brennan Rowley. He's got it on the right corner front court. Tries to dump it over, and it's stolen away by Parowan. In transition, lay it up and in. Almost threw it down. Mason Gines the steal and 2. He has all 4 points in the game. It's 4-0. South Summit on top. Wildcats ahead. Parowan has had some good looks, but nothing has fallen. There's a jumper baseline. That one's missed too long and deep. Ball loose. Picked up by Parowan. The reverse putback does not go in. And South Summit gets the board. Missing the bucket was Justice Walker on a good look, and it just didn't drop. South Summit again, feet on the block. Good move. Shot fake. Put it in. Jason Griffin the double. And it's a 6-0 run for the South Summit Wildcats. Parowan takes a timeout with 4:40 to play in the first. Just a reminder, the coverage continues here at Centricom Channel 10 with Deseret News and KSL. We have Emory taking on Summit, the game to follow this one. Tip-off is scheduled for 11:10. Winner of this game will play the winner of that game. At 12:50, we have San Juan taking on Manti, 2 teams that love to run the floor. And the last game for the boys is going to be Layton Christian against Enterprise at 2:30. And then the girls' quarterfinals for 2A basketball will resume here at the Sevier Valley Center immediately following that. Coming out of the Parowan timeout, it is Ram basketball, but trailing the Wildcats of South Summit by a score of 6-0. 4:35 to play in the first. Parowan in the home white, South Summit in the away grays. Feed to the elbow. Jumper elbow from Rowley is missed. And again, South Summit will rebound, and the shots are not falling here at the Sevier Valley Center for the Parowan Rams. Wildcats in transition, dribbling off the foot and another turnover, unforced turnover, as it went off the foot of Gines at the elbow. And that's the 4th turnover in the game already for South Summit. Only one of them was a forced error. All 3 of them unforced turnovers. 3 of the 4. Parowan still in the game, only down by 6 midway through the first, but still scoreless. Perimeter ball movement for the Rams. Walker left. Now to Rowley. Back around the other side to Clark. Up high is Rowley. Patient offensive set for Parowan. Clock is ticking down, 3:40. Fake the handoff, now drive in baseline. Beautifully shut down by Parowan. Drive in, double team block. But there is going to be a foul, and that should be 2 free throws from the line for Shandon Clark. Good dish underneath to Clark. And that will put him on the line for 2 in a 6-0 game. Second team foul of the morning for South Summit. The first personal for Jason Griffin. The first free throw is going to be knocked down for the first points for Parowan. Cuts lead 5. Right now the Rams have no team fouls. And just the 2 against the Wildcats. Make it a 4-point game. Wildcats with the basketball. And a defensive changeup for the Parowan Rams at mid-floor. They come into the trap defense. South Summit breaks it, kick out, good feed to the baseline, cutting in, and it's 2 points. Perfectly played against the pressure D for the Wildcats, and they cut in 2, and it's 8-2. Wildcats play man-to-man defense. Parowan has had struggles getting the ball to drop, and they've had some looks. Shots are not falling. Feed it over. Able to find down low Clark. Clark puts it up and again does not go, but again we'll see Shandon Clark to the line for the 3rd team foul against South Summit. Shooting the ball once again will be Shandon Clark, a senior for the Parowan Rams. First free throw is off the mark right side, and it remains a 6-point game. The last personal foul was given to Jason Griffin. That is his 2nd personal with 3 team fouls. Still not a foul given to the Parowan team. Second free throw is up and good as well. All 3 points from Parowan so far have come from the line. 3 minutes to go in the first, and still not a field goal for the Rams. Wildcats on the other end. 2:50 to play in the first. Stolen, knocked it out of bounds. Almost with the steal, but it does remain with South Summit. Getting a hand on the basketball was Justice Walker on the perimeter. Inbounding in front of the Parowan bench is South Summit's Brandon. That's actually going to be Mason Gines. Inbound corner. Trap, nope, a push off. They're going to keep it down low. That's the first Parowan foul. A little push on the perimeter. And Gines will inbound baseline. First team foul for Parowan given to Shandon. That will be his first personal. Inbound right corner to Santos. Around the perimeter they go. Griffin, baseline good, and count it with one more. Good baseline move for Jason Griffin going in strong, and right now South Summit taking it to the region champs from Region 13 Parowan. The Wildcats ahead 10-3 with one more, a three-point opportunity coming for Jason Griffin. And don't give it to him though. Missed a free throw, rebound pulled in from Clark. On the offensive attack, jumper just outside the paint, and there's the first field goal put in by Justice Walker. A nice little fadeaway from the block, and it's 10-5. 2:22 to play in the first in a 5-point game. 2 team fouls for Parowan, 3 right now against South Summit. Finding a screen as Griffin spins around, dumps it off behind him. Back down on the block to Griffin. Shot off the glass, in and good. Back-to-back buckets for Griffin. 2 to play in the first. Smith tries to drive in. He will be fouled before the shot. And they will inbound. South Summit will pick up the 4th team foul. First personal foul given to Keegan Stracker. Parowan to inbound in front of the South Summit bench. 1:56 on the clock. Driving in, jumper, baseline, free throw line. Knocked it down. Brennan Rowley, his first points of the game, 12-7. Parowan dropping back into the man-to-man defensive set. Trying to do a rub-off screen, doesn't go, and now driving in is Santos. He gets wrapped up from behind and fouled. They're going to foul before the shot, but that will be the 13th foul against Parowan with 1:32 to play in the third. Picking up the foul for Parowan is going to be Michael Harris. Harris is not actually on the floor. I believe that was actually supposed to be against Shandon Clark as first. Parowan down low on the block. Again, you have Gines, and again Gines convert. Nope, he can't hit it. Another move, nice move from Gines. Loose ball rebound comes down to the Rams. Parowan pushing the ball back down the floor. Brett Hunter feeds it in. Good move and put it up. He tried to dunk it, and he missed. Justice Walker, just go for the layup there, buddy. And he missed. The rebound comes down to Parowan. 12-7. They drive all the way in. Ball's blocked, knocked out of bounds. Underneath in traffic, it stays with South Summit. 1:04 to play in the first, and a missed opportunity, a big missed shot on the other end for the Rams. Looks like they're going to come over and fix the last foul, which they have 23 on the board for. And Michael Harris, and he's not actually on the court. 14 fouls right now against South Summit, 3 against Parowan. They put 23, I believe it was supposed to be a 32. And they're going to come to the score table and make that correction. 1:04 to play in the first period. Again, 12-7. It was a cold start for Parowan. They give the last personal foul actually to Justice Walker, his first personal. Inside movement down low and give him the foul as well. Braxton Crystal for South Summit up strong, and he will go to the line as well. Clock is exactly at 1 minute, and that'll be the 4th team foul for Parowan with the 3-point opportunity from the line to Braxton Crystal. Personal foul goes to Hagen Scougard. His first free throw is no good. Score remains a 7-point lead for South Summit. The Wildcats now on the defensive set, remaining in the man-man defense. Jake Smith crosses over, pulls up, dumps it left side Walker. He goes in strong, blocked from behind. That's the second block of the game for Mason Gines. Clean off of Justice Walker. Stop the clock at 47.9. Smith, left side scout guard. Now up high, Hunter. Back to Smith in the wing. 40 seconds on the clock. Parowan trails 7 with the ball. What a move by Smith, but he loses control of the basketball. Has to give it back up. Now throws behind him. Ball moving around the perimeter. Smith with it in, with it again, left side. Finds a screen. Defense picks it up. 23 seconds. Smith, double team, throws away in a kickball call. Tried to bounce it. Would have been a beautiful feed down to Hagen's scout guard, but the defense was there and they kicked the ball with 20 and a half seconds to go. And it's going to be Parowan inbounding. Both teams with 4 fouls apiece in a 14-7 Wildcat lead. Free throw, what a move. A pass down low to Jake Smith. The bounce from Justice Walker, and Smith is fouled. 2 shots coming from the line for Jake Smith. First personal foul given to, well, it's either Matt Brady or Braxton Crystal. I apologize to the viewers. Have 2 number 40s on my South Summit roster. And it was given to one of those for the personal 15 foul. 14-9 after the free throws are made. 15 seconds to play in the first period. Mason Gines across half court. Wildcats looking for the last shot of the period. Already up by 5. They take the 3. Triple is missed. That was the first 3 attempt of the game for either team. Half court buzzer beater high off the glass at the end of the first period. 14-9. It's the Wildcats over the Rams at the Sevier Valley Center in Richfield.
Want to make your HD TV even better? Centricom has the HD channels you want. Our HD DVR gives you total control of your experience. And we're always adding new channels to serve you better. Why settle for less? Get our full HD lineup, now with over 61 HD channels. Call or visit us online and get the best HD experience from Centricom.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center on the Snow College Richfield campus, a beautiful facility. You can see the big bright orange and blue S for Snow College at center floor. It's a collegiate-sized basketball court that the teams are playing on today. And a little trivia for you, this court actually was used as a Final Four court about 3 or 4 years ago in the NCAA March Madness tournament. It was used by the girls teams in the Final Four. Snow College was able to get their hands on it once that floor was finished by use there. They're able to transport it here to Richfield for use at the Sevier Valley Center. Right now it's Parowan against South Summit. South Summit over Parowan 14-9. Wildcats in the gray, and they get the steal. Back in transition, off the steal, and a stop shot doesn't go. A rebound foul is going to be against Parowan. They come up empty-handed. Bracken Santos, instead of going up strong, tried to put up the jumper in the paint. And it results in a Parowan possession. South Summit's going to pressure on the inbound play. Now back off across half court. 7:37 to play in the second period. Second possession of the period for Parowan. High court is Brennan Rowley. 16 fouls for the Wildcats, 4 for the Rams. Rowley's going to come in angle, tries to go baseline, shut down, kick back out to Walker up high. Rowley with the dribble, front court, picks it up, looks right to Smith. Smith is trapped in the front court, bounces to Rowley, now feeds down low. 2 players are there for South Summit, and they're able to almost get the steal. Bracken Santos had the loose ball, but it was sneaking out of bounds, not able to quite save it in the corner. So Parowan will have the basketball, but you can tell South Summit is trapping on the baseline and almost forced a turnover. 6:58 to play in the second. Smith in the front court, right corner, 6:55 on the clock. Smith crosses over, has a beautiful crossover move, gets to the paint, now puts up the jumper. 2 off the left to the mark, and it will be rebounded by Parowan. Wildcats feed down low to the baseline, sneaking behind the defense and missing was Keegan Stracker on a point-blank layup from the base. Rebounded by Parowan. Score remains 14-9. Neither team's with points here in the second, and there's the first one. Put in, dropped from Parowan. Rowley on the bucket. And now Parowan will come out and pressure on the inbound play. Wildcats able to get it in. Now Parowan drops back into the man-to-man coverage. And the Rams have cut the lead down to 3. It was as much as 7. Fake the handoff. Now kick it back out. They'll work the perimeter offense. Santos. It's actually McCade Malley who's in the game wearing number 3, I believe. Stolen by Parowan. Down the other end. Shot, layup, missed in transition. Last touch by Parowan as it went out of bounds, and it is going to be South Summit basketball. No, the official reverses the call. They'll say it was off South Summit. And Parowan will keep it down low. Got a number of threes on my roster. Been saying Keegan Stracker. I believe it's actually either McCade Malley or Ty Jones, who wears number 3 for South Summit. A push foul off the inbound play. And that's going to be Matt Brady's 3rd personal foul. So he is in foul trouble with 5:46 to play, and he will come out of the game 14-11 with the score. And that's a 17th foul as well for the Wildcats. So we'll have 1-on-1 shooting here for Brennan Rowley of Parowan. Free throw is no good, missed. Remains a 3-point game. Wildcats on the board. 17 fouls for South Summit, 4 for Parowan. Drive in, feed, shot fake, put it up, block, but a foul. Giving the foul is Brett Hunter for Parowan, and that will put the Wildcats on the line. Walker's second. It is Ty Jones on the line for the Wildcats. Jones' first shot is good. Extend the lead back up 4. Making his first appearance in the game is Tanner Robinson for Parowan. He's coming in for, well, a little confusion, but Hagen Scougard eventually checks out. And one more shot from the free throw line for Ty Jones. Short, airballed it. A little different situation here at the Sevier Valley Center because it is so big and open. A lot of times for schools that are used to playing in the smaller 2A gyms, you get a little depth perception mixed up because it's so open behind the basket. Parowan working around the perimeter. Walker dribbles off his foot, ball loose. Walker tracks it down, still has the dribble, drives in, goes up strong, layup doesn't drop. Rebounded by Parowan, pivot, put back, no good. Another Parowan rebound. Walker takes the ball down low, goes up and is fouled. 2 offensive rebounds off some misses, and that will put Justice Walker on the line for the Rams in a 4-point game. 8th team foul. Getting the foul is Zach Atkinson for Parowan. So 2 shots, well actually, 2 shots from the line on the 8th team foul. Giving the first. That was Atkinson's first personal. And Walker will send the second, and that one's also good. The lead is cut down to 2. 1 possession game at the Sevier Valley Center with a 15-13 lead for the Wildcats. Only 2 points in this period so far for South Summit, both from the line, and the Rams have taken advantage. South Summit drives, block call. That's going to be before the shot. So an inbound play here, but that is the 6th team foul against Parowan, so at least 1-on-1 for the rest of the half. Tanner Robinson is going to pick up the block call foul for Parowan. And the inbound play is going to result in 2 points. Lead back to 4, 17-13. 4:47 to play in the second. Smith, feed down low, now kick out, ball movement, find the open shooter. Instead he drives in baseline, or elbow, kick it out. Smith for 3, hangs on the rim, it doesn't go. South Summit with the rebound. No, stolen away by Parowan. Walker puts it up, and nothing. Now the Wildcats lose the ball and another unforced turnover. by South Summit will give Parowan the ball back. Both teams have only attempted 1 3 in this game so far up to this point, and both of them have not been good. 4:22 to play in the second period. Back into the game is Shandon Clark, and we'll see Brennan Rowley sub out for the Rams. Smith across the timeline. Feed right to Clark. Left to Walker. Up top now is Robinson, working against a man-man Wildcat defense. Patient offensive set for the Rams once again as they work the ball around the perimeter. Now they have it in Jake Smith's hands. Smith up high, crosses over, comes to the elbow, spin at the elbow. Has the ball batted but pulls it back in. They'll reset the offense with Walker. Smith in the corner. Comes baseline. Shot, puts it up, and it doesn't go, but rebound putback is not there. Going to the ground off of the rebound is Shannon Clark, and he will get 2 shots from the line. Boy, the field goal's just not dropping in this game for really either team, but especially Parowan. Shots that are normally hit by the Ram squad, just not hitting the net. 17-13 to score, and 2 from the line for Shannon Clark. Free throw is no good. Rolled around the rim. It doesn't drop. That was the 9th team foul for South Summit. Personal foul was given to Mason Gines, his first personal. Checking back in for the Wildcats is Jason Griffin. 1 more from the line for Clark. Making a 1-possession game, 17-14, 3:38 to play before halftime. Coverage of the 2A Boys and Girls Basketball State Tournament brought to you with the help of Centricom Channel 10. Covered on KSL, Deseret News. Bracken Santos, right wing for the Wildcats. Feed it into Griffin. Griffin on the block post, comes down to the block. Shot is up, and what a good post player is Griffin. Good footwork down low, and he's able to get the shot to kiss off the glass and the lead back to 5. 3 minutes to play before half. Parowan has not led in this game. They've had it as close as 2. The lead has been as much as 7. Good feed over the head of the defense and finding Clark down low on the baseline. The easy buckets there, and the lead back to 3, 19-16. On the perimeter is Ty Jones. Bounces up high, able to find Atkinson. Nothing there for him. Griffin off the rebound, puts it up too short off the glass. Smith will rebound for the Rams. Finds in transition. Robinson tries to go baseline, can't quite get there. Kicks back out. Smith is harassed but dribbles away. Picks up the dribble, finds Robinson left wing. Bounces left to Walker. Now around the arch. Up high is Clark. Hops, kick out, 3. Off the rim. Box out in the rebound for the Wildcats. 1:56 to play in the second. Feed it down low. Ty Jones off the glass. Beautiful assist thrown in from Caden Atkinson, and it's a 21-16 lead for the Wildcats. 1:43 to play in the second. 9 team fouls for the Wildcats right now in the half. 6 for the Rams. Baseline drive, Walker. Trapped, has to kick out. 3, no. But the tracking down the rebound is Brent Hunter. He was the shooter. Kicks out Robinson, and he can't hit the 3. Both teams without a 3. In fact, South Summit has only attempted 1. Instead, they go down low. Ty Jones, here's a 3, wide open, and there it is, the first triple put in by Cade Atkinson. And it's the largest lead of the game at 8 for South Summit, nearing the end of the second, 24-16. It's a 5-0 run for the Wildcats. Smith drives in, tries to end the run, can't, high out the glass, rebound put back by Clark. His shot does not go, but will be fouled. 2 shots for Shannon Clark, up and coming from the line. Atkinson will pick up the foul. That's only his first personal. Really no player in foul trouble except for Matt Brady of South Summit, who has 3, and the free throw is missed. Parowan has had some trips to the line tonight, but not able to convert. Free throw percentage is down. In fact, overall field goal percentage down in this game for the Rams as Brennan Rowley checks back in. Shot is up and good. That one drops for Shandon. And we're under a minute to play before halftime. 24-17. Mason Gines will dribble across the timeline. Feeds it over to left to Santos. Bracken gives it up to Griffin. Griffin posts up. Shot is up. Oh, he missed that one, and it's a rebound for Parowan. Jake Smith pushing the ball down the floor. Feeds it down low in transition. Shot, block, jump ball is the call. What a move for the Parowan defense. Recovering as it looked like Brennan Rowley was going to be wide open for the easy layup off the jump call. It goes, however, right back to South Summit, and the Wildcats will have the basketball with 35.3 to play. Still in the second period in a 24-17 game. Wildcat basketball across the timeline is Gines. Feeds it to Santos. Now lobs it into Griffin. Griffin snags it, puts it up on the baseline. No, but rebound, put back. No, and the foul. That is going to put Jason Griffin on the line. Griffin will have 2 shots. First personal foul will be given to South Summit's Jason Griffin. Free throw is good. Second free throw was there, and the lead is now 9, the largest of the game for the Wildcats at 26-17. 10 seconds to work with for Parowan as they try and get a shot at the buzzer. Smith in the wing has the ball batted around. It's loose, and it's going to be Wildcat basketball. They'll have 1 second for a half-court shot, up and on the way, and over the backboard. And your halftime score, 26-17. South Summit looking for the upset, taking on the region champs out of Region 13, South Summit, the 2 seed out of 16, and holding the 9-point advantage.
South Summit drill team will now perform.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center on the Snow College Richfield campus. It's a two-way boys basketball quarterfinals of the state championship tournament. In the quarters, it's 26-17. South Summit ahead of Parowan, and a horrific night shooting for the Rams. Very uncharacteristic. They're shooting 16.7% from the floor, 4 of 24 overall, 0 for 5 from the three-point line is the Parowan Rams, and that's where you're getting your 17 points in the first half from them. On the flip side, a good shooting half for South Summit, 55% from the field, 11 of 20 overall, 1 of 3 from distance. And that's why the Wildcats are holding the 9-point lead right now, 26-17. And also leading the rebounding margin is the Wildcats. Parowan actually leading the rebounds. 14 Ram rebounds to the Wildcats' 12. And we'll open up the second half of play here with the Rams holding the basketball for the opening possession. Working with a 9-point deficit against the Wildcats. Jake Smith will get it in the backcourt, and the Wildcats remain in the man-to-man cover defense. Rams looking for something to fall after shooting 17% in the first half. Top of the floor for the Wildcats is Rowley. Goes to the elbow. Now around to Clark. Drive in, Smith, bounce down low, and a good feed, and the shot again doesn't drop for Justice Walker, but he does get the foul, and for some reason, whatever it may be, Parowan not hitting the shots, even the underneath open looks like that one. Free throw is good. Free throws has been one of the bright spots. As first half shooting percentage about 70%. That'll go up a little bit from the line. After that made one, and the missed second, however. 26-18. Wildcats crossing over. Ty Jones fade away. Too strong. Rebound Parowan. Parowan pushing the ball down the floor. Walker, feed to the elbow to Clark. Bounce, now fade away in the paint from Rowley. And that's what the Rams need, cutting the lead to 6. Wildcats now look to answer, 26-20. South Summit by 6. Santos dribbles between the legs at mid-floor. Finds Jones left side. Up high is Griffin. Around the arch, they go to Matt Brady. Brady with 3 fouls. One of the few players in foul trouble. Now Santos for 3, no. Rebound for Shandon Clark. Still neither team has hit a 3 in this game. Well, actually I take that back. 1 3 made for South Summit. That's the only 3 made in this game. Posting up, Walker fades it in off the spin move in the paint. And the lead is 4. And a run to open up the half for Parowan. And they've cut it to a 2-possession game, 26-22. And it will be a Wildcat 30-second timeout. Two-way boys basketball state championships continue throughout the day with 3 more games to follow this one in the quarterfinal action. Emory takes on Summit at 11:10 this morning in the second quarterfinal of the day. The winner of this game will play the winner of that game, while the loser will drop down and play the loser of the next game. Other 2 quarterfinals going on today. San Juan Manti at 12:50. Layton Christian Enterprise at 2:30. Of course, you can watch the live video stream. Deseret News, KSL, powered by Centricom Channel 10. Every quarterfinal and tournament postseason game will be streamed live. Also, the two-way girls tournament here at the Sevier Valley Center coming up this afternoon and into the evening. After the Wildcat timeout, it is South Summit basketball. Ty Jones able to find Santos to Griffin. Ball movement around the arch. Gines drives in elbow. Had a lane but can't get there. Jumper from the free throw line is missed by Matt Brady. And another rebound for Shandon Clark. Pushing the ball down the floor. Here come the Rams. Left side spin. Jumper baseline or free throw line. This time it gets the shooter's roll. Looked like it was going to come out, but Brennan Rowley finds the fadeaway to drop, and the lead is down to 2. 5:30 to play in the third as the Rams are right back in this one. Wildcats now up top. Gines to Santos. He finds Jones. Clock down to 5:17. Ball movement remains on the perimeter. Now down low to the elbow. Kick out. Jones fakes a 3. Drives in. Jumper left side. Missed it. No good. And another rebound for Shandon Clark. I believe he already has 3 or so in this half. As the ball is batted and knocked out of bounds by Ty Jones. It's going to remain with Parowan on their end of the floor. Shandon Clark had just 2 rebounds in the first half. He's already pulled in a couple big ones here early on in the third period. Smith to inbound baseline. Able to find Rowley. Long jumper, no, but the rebound put in by Clark. Can't get it to go. Ball's loose, and it's going to be Wildcat basketball. Off the rebound. And there is going to be a foul. A carry call is what they're giving Mason Gines. South Summit doesn't like it. They wanted the foul. But carry is what the whistle says, and it's 26-24. Still the score, and Parowan with a big opportunity coming off the carry. Smith crosses over, has the ball picked away, taken by Ty Jones. One-on-one, Jones on the other end, spins around, no, but the putback is made. Jason Griffin off the board in a bucket, coming off the Santos steal, and it's 28-24. 3 on the other end, there it is, splash it in, Brennan Rowley. And it's a 1-point ball game. Gines on the elbow. Kicks it back out to Brady for 3. That one's off the front rim. Actually missed everything and out of bounds. And right now, all the momentum is Parowan's way. South Summit reeling offensively right now. And the Rams have cut the lead down to 1. They were down by 9 at the half. And now a chance for the Rams to take the lead. Driving in, kick out, ball's loose. Walker tracks it in. Around the perimeter. Another three, too long, and rebounded by Wildcats. They push the ball down the floor. Here comes Santos. Santos is going to travel. Got tied up on the double team, and they say he took the extra step. So they try the transition off the missed shot and turn it back over. Another unforced turnover from the Wildcats. Smith crossing over, finds a screen, double teamed, bounces to the screener. That's Rowley. He drives in, goes in left side, too strong, and the rebound and the putback is in. Shannon Clark is owning the boards in the third period, and that's the first Ram lead. Bracken Santos spins, and somehow from the baseline, able to get it to drop, and Justice Walker, on the foul. What a play by Bracken Santos down low. They're actually going to wave the bucket off. They'll say the foul was before the shot, so don't give Santos those two. Instead, they'll inbound. That was the first team foul of the half for Parowan. Also one team foul for the Wildcats. Third personal, however, on Parowan's Justice Walker. Into the game for Parowan is Hagen Scougard. Lob it up high off the inbound. It's a 1-point Parowan lead. They've outscored South Summit by 10 in this third period alone. 3:15 to play, still in the third. And the ball movement around the perimeter for the Wildcats. They try and lob it inside, an easy steal by Shannon Clark. He was in position, just stepped right in front of it. Justice Walker, whistle. And an inadvertent whistle. Apparently the officials thought Parowan had asked for the timeout, and they did not. So they will inbound in the front court here. The clock stops at 3. Inbound to the elbow to Walker, to Smith, crosses over, drives in, kick over to Clark, and Clark goes up, strip, gets the loose ball, and the putback is in. Shannon Clark for 2 more. He is having quite the period. 31-28. Timeout taken again by South Summit, as they have now been outscored by 12 points. 31-28, full timeout for the Wildcats.
Full timeout for South Summit.
Coming out of the Wildcat timeout, Parowan shot 17 points in the entire first half, and they've now scored 14 here in the third quarter. And they've outscored Wildcats 14-2 in this third, giving Parowan, the region champs out of Region 13, the 3-point advantage. Wildcats now looking down low. They go in baseline, off the glass, no, and now it's South Summit that can't get the buckets to drop. Mason Gines from the baseline, not able to convert. And 2:32 to play in the third. Both teams with 1 foul apiece. Winner moves on to the semis. Inbound play for the Wildcats. Officials are going to talk some things over. So you can come talk to a couple players. Now they'll play ball. Inbound to Atkinson. Feed it down low. Ball's loose. Pulled in by the South Summit Wildcats. Now going all the way in is Gines, and the hook left hand doesn't drop. Smith will rebound. 2:17 to play in the third. And the Rams have come out shooting here in the third period. Kick out. Walker. Nothing for him. Clark, top of the floor. Comes in right side, picks up the dribble to reset the offense up top. 1:58 to play in the third. Now Walker will come in, find Clark, gets in the paint, kick out. Here's the three. No, missed it. Ball out of bounds. No save before it goes out of bounds, but it will be South Summit basketball. Ty Jones came in with a loose ball. South Summit pushing it, ball movement underneath, shot up, and there it is for the Wildcats. Bracken Santos, some beautiful execution by the Wildcat offense off the Parowan miss. And now good execution on the other end. Give Clark the bucket and give him one more off the foul. What a feed from Jake Smith to Walker. And it's a three-point advantage, a chance to make it 4. 33-30. Parowan has now outscored South Summit 16-4, possibly 17-4 off a made free throw here. If Clark can knock it down. That's in the third quarter alone. Still 1:26 to play in it. Picking up the second personal foul was Bracken Santos for the Wildcats. Free throw on the way and good. 34-30, largest lead of the game for Parowan. At the break, South Summit led by 9. Wildcats have the momentum against them, and they're looking for something offensively. Jones tries to feed down low, and it's batted away, but it will be picked up by Jones. Back to Brady in the paint, off of Gines and off the glass for 2. Jason Griffin, rather, for the field goal in the paint. He is so good on the block. And the lead back to 2. Smith drives in, loses the basketball, turned over, and here comes Santos on the other end. One-on-one, layup is in. And it's a tie game at 34. Off the Wildcat steal. Nearing the end of the third quarter, 34 all. Brett Hunter, top of the floor for Parowan, crosses over, comes left. Only 2 team fouls for the Wildcats, 1 for the Rams. 25 seconds to play. And it looks like Parowan is going to go for the last shot of the half, of the period rather. Trap, screen, kick it over Walker. He comes in baseline, kicks it back out Clark. Clark goes up and is fouled. Stopping the clock at 9.7. And Caden Atkinson. No, it wasn't actually Caden. It was Matt Brady with the foul, and Brady with 4 personals now. And again, we'll see Shandon to the line. Free throw is going to be short. Brady is going to check out with his 4th foul. And into the game, we'll see Zach Atkinson. Another free throw, and that one's missed. Rebound, Ty Jones. And the Wildcats have a chance to take the lead into the fourth quarter. 4 seconds. Jones to Atkinson for 3, short. Missed everything, rebound by Parowan. And the Rams outscore the Wildcats by 9. And it's a tie ball game heading into the fourth.
High-speed Wi-Fi. Not quite as important as running water in your home, but close. Centricom powers your Wi-Fi network with consistent speeds to keep all your gadgets going strong. Streaming video players, laptops, tablets, even smartphones, so you're never stuck with those big cell data charges. And talk about value. Just pick your speed and keep the Wi-Fi flowing in your home at a great low price. Upgrade your internet today. Call or visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Richfield, Utah, home of the Sevier Valley Center, located on the Snow College Richfield campus. And we have a good one to start off the day in the quarterfinal round of the 2A Boys Basketball State Championships. 34-34, it's Parowan. South Summit. Parowan only shot in the first half 17%. And they've come out of the locker room and were firing. And they've tied the ball game 34-34. South Summit, though, still with a lot of skill and talent. 8 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Fourth quarter action. It will be Wildcat basketball to open things up. South Summit does have Matt Brady on the bench with 4 fouls. And he will likely be there for a couple minutes with those fouls so he can stay in the game at the end. Atkinson with it, able to find Caden Atkinson now. 2 Atkinsons on the floor. South Summit feeds it over to Mr. Reliable, Jason Griffin in the paint, and the Wildcats have the lead. Spinning around, jumper on the other end, no, ball loose, Wildcat rebound. And they push the ball down the floor, pass it over, back to Griffin, finds a screen, loses the ball on the way up, but Ty Jones brings it back in while South Summit still has the basketball. Atkinson for 3, bang! Caden Atkinson, the monster triple, and just like that, South Summit has opened up the period on a 7-0 run. 5-0 run, rather, 39-34. Walker, I believe that was actually Smith that drove into the lane and is fouled, and Smith will go to the line for 2. 7:09 to play in the fourth period. And South Summit has come out into this quarter with a renewed sense of energy. Free throw is good from Smith. 4 team fouls for the Wildcats, only 1 team foul for the Rams, and the lead cut down to 4, 39-35. Second free throw is in and out, no good. And it remains a 2-possession game with a 4-point lead. Again, left all alone, the open lane, and the easy shot is Jason Griffin. Defense had no idea he was there, and the lane was wide open. An easy left-hander layup on the left side. And it's 6 points for the Wildcats, 6:51 to play in the game. Driving in is Hunter, offensive foul. Not setting the screen and going to the ground was Ty Jones. He's able to hop up. It is offensive, and it's going to be South Summit basketball. Ty Jones is going to hobble off the court. Checking in for him is Mason Gines. And I believe a timeout taken on the floor by Parowan. It's a 30-second timeout. 41-35 game. It was tied heading into this quarter at 34 all, but 7 quick ones for South Summit. They've opened up on a 7-1 run to give them the 6-point lead. Again, 4 team fouls for the Wildcats, 2 for the Rams at this point in the game with 6:48 left to play. Winner will advance to the semifinals to take on either Emory or Summit. Loser will drop down to play the loser of the Emory Summit game, which is coming up right after this one. We also have San Juan Manti following that game. That'll be the 3rd game of the day, and the final boys game is Layton Christian Enterprise. And then we have the two-way girls quarterfinals after that. All covered live, powered by Centricom Channel 10. Stream on Deseret News, KSL. 6:41 to play in the fourth period. Bounce elbow, driving in, shot, baseline. Just give it to Griffin and he takes care of you. 43-35, it's an 8-point game. And the Wildcats are looking for the upset. Parowan feeds it down low, shot in the paint, no, rebound, Wildcats, South Summit basketball. They push it, down the floor, Santos is fouled. 6:17 to play in the game. And after that third quarter, it just felt like Parowan might run away with this thing. But South Summit has come out with vengeance in the fourth. Coming out of the game is Shandon Clark for Parowan. And Tanner Robinson will sub in. Inbound play is knocked out of bounds off of Parowan. It will remain Wildcat basketball. 14 fouls for South Summit, 3 for Parowan, 6:17 to play in the game. That last foul was the second personal foul for Parowan's Brendan Rowley. And South Summit still has on the bench Matt Brady with 4 fouls. Caden Atkinson down low, can't get the shot off, has to feed it back out deep. Rifle pass down low, back to Atkinson, out of bounds. Trying to throw the bullet was Mason Gines, and it will be Parowan basketball after the turnover. It's been the one Achilles in this game for South Summit, unforced turnovers. Smith throws it away on the other end, stolen by Griffin. Griffin in transition, has it batted from behind. Ball is loose and South Summit comes back with it. Santos up, foul. Bracken Santos, the senior, is going to go to the line. Santos had a phenomenal football season for South Summit and has a chance for 2 shots here from the free throw line. That's going to be the 4th personal foul on Justice Walker. So now Parowan has Walker in foul trouble. And with 5:40 to play in the game, it looks like they are going to elect to keep Walker in. Second free throw is good. And it's the largest lead of the game now for South Summit. They're on an 11-1 run to open up the 4th period. 5:32 to play in the game. Wildcats trap Smith up high. Now the deep 3. Splash it home. The triple falls for Brennan Rowley. And it's back to a 7-point game. 5:13 to play in the 4th. Spinning, crossing, and another carry call going against Mason. Another unforced turnover for the Wildcats, but they still hold on to the 7-point lead. 45-38, 5 minutes to go. Both teams with 4 fouls. Walker and Brady with 4 personals. And you knew it was coming. Jake Smith, another 3, back-to-back threes for Parowan. Cuts the lead down to 4. And now a steal for Smith. Throws it behind him. Coming in, jumper baseline, airball missed. But the loose ball tracked down by Parowan. They get the extra possession. Smith, another 3. Oh, missed it. And this time, it's a rebound for South Summit and a quick Parowan foul. That'll be the 5th team foul, and Parowan will inbound with the full court in front of him. So now it's a little run for Parowan as they dig themselves back into this. On a 6-0 run. 45-41. Just over a half a period left to play in the game. Cross-court pass deep to Ryan Griffin, and a timeout taken by the Wildcats. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to play in the game. 45-41. And we'll have a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout taken by the Wildcats. Game was tied heading into the 4th quarter at 34 apiece. Since then, South Summit opened up the 4th on an 11-1 run. But a couple back-to-back threes for Parowan has put them right back into it. So now they're on a 6-0 run, 45-41. Live coverage of high school basketball from Richfield, Utah, the home of the Snow College Badgers on the Richfield campus at the Sevier Valley Center. Centricom Channel 10 providing coverage. Live stream on Deseret News, KSL. And it is going to be Wildcat basketball to open up after the timeout. They go left. Atkinson, a deep 3, and he got it from the corner off the inbound. Money shot, 7-point game, 48-41. Parowan on the other side, work around the elbow, nothing there. Jumper, baseline, that's not going to be in. Parowan can't get the rebound. South Summit in transition all the way to the hole, shot off the glass, in, block call, and count it. One more coming from the line, an aggressive move. The bucket for Mason Gines. And it will be a free throw, and the lead back up to 9. This to make it a 10-point game. Shannon Clark subs back in for Robinson for Parowan. Ty Jones back into the game as well. He'll come in for Ryan Griffin. This to make it a 10-point game if Mason can knock it in. That was the 6th team foul for Parowan. So shots the rest of the way for the Wildcats. Free throw is off the mark, rebounded by Parowan. Second personal foul for Robinson. Smith working around a screen, nothing going for him, picks up the dribble, goes right side, dumps it off to Clark. He takes one bounce, flicks it back over to Smith. Smith behind his back, crosses over, drives into the lane, nothing. There's the ball stolen right out of his hands, taken by Santos. Santos can't control the dribble down the floor, can't get to the rim, tied up, back to Ty Jones. Ty, kick out, not taking the three, wisely holding the basketball. Now Santos, he drives into the lane, and the shot not there. South Summit tried to burn clock by not taking the three, but then they come up empty-handed a few seconds later. Smith the triple, missed it deep. Rebound pulled in by Walker. Walker, the reverse layup doesn't go. And there's going to be a whistle. Stays with South Summit as Shandon Clark looked like he may have got poked in the eye from behind. It is going to be a South Summit rebound or South Summit foul. And Parowan will keep the basketball on their end. Parowan still has time, only down by 9. A chance to score here with 3:02 to play in the game, 50-41. Smith will throw this one in from the baseline. Lob it up to Clark on the elbow. Puts his shoulder down, tries to drive into the paint, and a travel call against Clark, trying to be aggressive. Took the extra step before he got rid of the basketball, drug the pivot. And South Summit will have the ball. The 9-point lead for the Wildcats, 50-41 to play. Parowan traps at half court. Ball's loose. Wildcats keep it. Throw it to Griffin, and Griffin is fouled. And that'll be 1-1 shooting for the Wildcats. Foul goes to Smith. 17th foul for the Rams. First personal on Jake. And to the line, Jason Griffin for 1-1. Looks it down, shoots it away, knocks it in. 2:47 to play in the fourth. Now a 10-point game, 51-41. If Griffin can hit this one, it'll be the largest lead of the game with 2:47 to play in the fourth. Free throw is up and good. Now Parowan has been outscored by 11 in the fourth period. 52-41 as South Summit has gone on a treacherous scoring streak in this quarter. Parowan working against the South Summit defense on the perimeter. Man-man coverage. They continue to put on the pressure deep. Baseline is Walker. Nice move. Go to the hole. No. Ball loose. Body's on the floor. Walker has the rebound. Throws it to Parowan. Out of bounds off of South Summit. And it's going to remain Parowan basketball. They'll have it underneath. .219 to play in the game. And now Parowan really needs some buckets if they want to get back into this game down by double digits. An 11-point deficit. Time's ticking. Parowan with the basketball. Roley. Jumper. Missed. Smith. Rebound. Goes back up strong and is fouled. And the shot drops in. What a play from the All-Stater, Jake Smith. Cuts the lead down to 9 and a chance for one more for the Rams. 52-43. 15th foul for the Wildcats. Third personal foul given to Mason Gines. And it's going to be an extra point here if Smith can knock it in. Can't. Missed it, but the rebound pulled in by Parowan. Now Smith will fake a three, step aside, able to find Walker. Walker baseline, throws it away, and a steal, but out of bounds. It's going to remain with South Summit. Wildcat basketball coming off a steal, ball knocked out of bounds. And with 1:58 to play, the Wildcats have the 9-point lead. Parowan needs a timeout, they take it. 52-43, a 9-point advantage for the Rams of Parowan. Full timeout.
With internet service from Centracom, you get a fast, reliable connection to a world of information and inspiration. Just choose the bandwidth package that fits your needs and your budget. Every package delivers consistent speeds that bring the best of the web into your life. And we offer local, over-the-phone technical and professional IT support. It's why Centracom is now our area's #1 internet provider. Add internet to your bundle and save. Call or visit Centracom.com today.
Welcome back to the Sevier Valley Center. It's a Parowan timeout with the Rams trailing the South Summit Wildcats by a score of 52-43, and time is running out for the Rams. Nearing the end of this game, 1:58 to play in the fourth. Parowan does have 17 fouls, 5 for South Summit. Justice Walker is playing for Parowan with 4 personal fouls. Matt Brady, for South Summit also has 4, but has been on the bench the entire quarter. We'll see if he comes out here towards the end of the game, and he will not. Remains on the bench. And 1:58 to play. Once again, it's going to be South Summit basketball. Parowan still has time if they can get a couple stops, maybe a few steals before they start doing the foul game. Down by 9. They come out in the full court press. Trying to trap across the timeline comes the Wildcats. They're able to break it. Trap on the wing. Throw it up and away. Threw it into the bleachers. Trying to toss it over to Bracken Santos and went clear up into the 5th row. 52-43 and a break for Parowan. They get the ball here with 1:45 to play. 7-5 on the fouls. Parowan with the 7. But need 9 points to tie this up. Tried to feed it over. Reverse layup. Drop it and give him the foul. What a play for Brennan Rowley off the assist from Justice Walker. Just cut in baseline. Reversed it on the other end. And that's a big play. 129. It cuts the lead down to 7. With the free throw, it could be a 2-possession game. Still anybody's game to go with one more coming from the line from Brennan Rowley. It's good. A 2-possession game with 1:29 to play in the fourth. Full court pressure again from Parowan, and a travel. Another unforced turnover by Bracken Santos, and the Wildcats give it back. Wildcats keeping the Rams in this one. Parowan will have the basketball on their end of the floor. 1:26 to play in the game. And a 6-point advantage for South Summit. On the elbows, Walker. Kick back out to Rowley. Clock hits 1:17. Smith to Rowley. Drives baseline again, and a good defensive set. Outlet pass on the other end. Santos hits it. Big defensive play, and then in transition on the other end for South Summit, the lead is back to 7. Feed down low. Walker pivots, fadeaway. No. Rebounded by South Summit. Again, they throw it out in transition, but it's stolen by Smith. Ball's loose on the timeline, and it will roll down the floor. Picked up by Santos. Feed it over to Ty Jones for 2. And it's a 10-point game just like that. 3 on the other end. Missed. Rebound by South Summit. Dribble down the floor. Avoid the foul. Going all the way to the rim again. No, but a foul. And that stops the clock at 32.9. Mason Gines aggressive to the rim. And how about the last few series for South Summit? It looked like Parowan was going to get into this thing. And then South Summit just rolls. Walker will pick up the foul. That is his 5th foul. He's out of the game, and I believe they also called him on the intentional as well. So that will give free throws and the possession back to South Summit, and it looks like the Wildcats are going to run away with this. 56-46. Parowan had put themselves in position, had a 2-possession game, and then back-to-back steals, buckets in transition, and now you have Mason Gines on the line, and he has 2 free throws, and then the Wildcats the ball back after the intentional foul. It's an 11-point lead now for South Summit. Matching the largest of the game. Make it 12. South Summit basketball on their end of the court now. And with the 12-point lead, it looks like you can ride in South Summit. We'll see if Parowan elects to foul off the inbound. Instead, it's a South Summit timeout. 58-46. Wildcats run away with this on the last few possessions and suddenly are up by 12. A 6-0 run, full timeout. Once again, immediately following this game, right after, we'll see warming up Emory and Summit. The Emory Spartans, the #1 seed out of a very competitive Region 15. Record-wise tied with the North Sevier Wolves, but Emory swept North Sevier. So they got the 1 seed. They knocked off the Delta last week in the play-ins, 56-42. They take on Summit Academy. Summit, the 3 seed out of Region 16, who walloped on Waterford in the play-ins last week at Orem High, 62-35. So it's a 1 versus 3 in the next quarterfinal round. Emory Summit. And it looks like the winner of that Emory Summit game will play the South Summit Wildcats in the semifinals. That game to be played tomorrow at 7:30 in the evening. Meanwhile, Parowan likely to drop down, and they will play tomorrow at 4:10 in the afternoon against the loser of Emory Summit. Down in the consolation bracket. Wildcat basketball coming out of the timeout. Throw it into the corner. And Parowan electing not to foul. Clock down to 27. They try and reach in for the steal. Nothing there. And still no foul. 21 seconds. Ball moving around the arch. South Summit just trying to kill clock. Parowan electing to go for the steal rather than foul. Down by 12 and 10 seconds to go. Bounce it, ball loose. South Summit still has it. Throw it out to half court, and that'll do it. Time expires. And the game is over. 58-46, the final. South Summit advances, and the Wildcats in the semifinal round tomorrow, 7:30. Parowan will drop down to the consolation. They play at 4:10 tomorrow afternoon. Well played game, 58-46. South Summit victorious over the Parowan Rams here at the Sevier Valley Center. Emory Summit is next.